right, hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Cup Chasers podcast. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. It's been a wonderful weekend in the Premier League. For most, I should say, not for all. But we're definitely grateful to be here. Grateful for some of these amazing games. Go ahead and start with Chelsea Football Club. What's that, the fifth win in however long?
Yeah, the last, 9 months or something like that?
Must feel good to be able to say Chelsea 3-0. I can't even begin to think when the last time you got a 3-0. And Raheem Sterling. Tell me about how much you love Raheem Sterling.
Well, I have to go back and say that I was wrong about Raheem, but I will say this. I was reading The Athletic today, and it did an interview about what Raheem did this offseason to get better. And pretty much what it was is when he got dropped from the English national team this summer, he was like, that's it. I've got to do better. He's gotten a personal chef. He's got a nutritionist now. He's watching what he's eating. He's put in more work. I mean, the guy openly came out and said he was going to lead the team in scoring this year. I thought it was crazy at the time. Now, not so much. But I gotta give him credit. I didn't think we would get this type of Raheem. This is more early City, late Liverpoolish Raheem, in my opinion. I don't think it'll be anything that lasts for more than a season. But take what you can. But he was fantastic. I mean, it was interesting that with James out, he was actually able to play that overlap with Gusto, and Gusto looked incredible.
2 assists.
So, yeah, and so you have a lot more confidence, at least on the attacking side. And we already know that Gusto can play defense. So while we do miss Reece, I think when he comes back, to get him into the team, they're going to have to get creative, because I don't know how you sit Gusto at this point. Which I guess you could do like a 3-5-2. Yeah, you could do that.
Well, why? I mean, if he's doing good and that relationship with Sterling is blossoming, at least in this game, why, give him a chance to really develop it?
I agree. I think what it will do is allow us not to rush Reece back.
What?
Don't smirk at that, Lewis. We gotta celebrate them when they have a good moment.
No. I mean, my thing is that I just think it goes to. I guess this is representing the X for a second. Is the player sort of power culture there, where I just feel like Reece will probably come slot right back in. This is where Pochettino really can have an influence on the club, because if you got a man in form, I mean, because Reece is the captain, right? Am I right?
Yes.
How long is James out?
I think he's got another month.
So October he'll be back, right?
Yeah, right around October.
And it's Champions League time too. Yeah. Well, it's just
wait a minute.
What I'm saying is that because it's Champions League, that means that you get to run up against teams where they're tired, and I think that you can. I would play Reece. I absolutely would play him. I mean, and I'm gonna let you make your point, but I remember a couple of weeks ago when I was talking about Raheem, even though he was rough before Reece went out, him and Raheem and Reece were looking great together. I'm gonna let you go ahead.
But I think I don't want to take too much because it was Luton, but I do think that there's a lot that you can take from this. I thought that Caicedo, while he started a little shaky in the beginning, he calmed down. He looked great. Enzo, man, he's going to be an absolute star, if he isn't already.
When Caicedo's in there, he's able to be farther forward. It's a very simple kind of tweak.
Yeah, and that's what everybody, when we signed him, that's what everybody wanted. The hope was that Conte was going to be able to come back, or RLC would be able to play that more deeper position so that Enzo could get forward. Because, I mean, if you go back and look, once he came in, I mean, we didn't score a lot of goals, but he was involved with most of them. In terms of assist or, making the pass to open it up for somebody to play it in. But I think that the biggest thing is I was good to see Sanchez not flub it by any means. Baby steps there. Nicholas Jackson got a goal, which, of course, there's unrealistic expectations for him now.
Yeah, what Poch said at the end in that interview about him, come on, man. Calm down. Okay,
I agree. I do think that there's a lot of potential there. He can run, he can hold up the ball. But it's still a learning curve.
But great to get off the mark.
Most definitely. Like I sent you all that meme, and Hazard scored on his third match. Didier Drogba scored on his third match, and it's like,
calma.
Again, unreasonable expectations are now being thrown at the poor guy.
I'm hearing, he's wearing 15 just like Drogba. We're going to keep him away from the 9 shirt. He's going to transition to the 11.
9 shirt's cursed. I don't care what anybody says.
At Chelsea, it is.
Moving on, though. Romelu Lukaku.
Yeah. Well, he's on his way to Roma.
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody's happy there.
I hope y'all get that done. Y'all need it.
Oh, we'll have it done. I think that Fabrizio actually did the here we go on it earlier. It's like 5 million loans, 6 million in terms of wages that they're taking on. So, I mean, we're getting money for him. Plus, they're paying his wages.
Plummet. It's crazy how valuations plummet. I saw a thing that Palace might pick up Hazard for 5 million.
I saw that too. I don't think he'll go there.
But
he said he's retired. He doesn't. The reports I saw said he doesn't want to play anymore.
Hazard?
I don't think he wants to go there.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I get it.
I don't think so. He likes to win. That's the one thing. And he'll get frustrated if you're not winning.
Yeah.
He'll just shut down.
Into the winning.
But Nick Jackson definitely lots of potential. He's looking good.
Oh yeah. Colwell played well. Him and Silva played well together. I keep seeing things about, we're trying to sell Gallagher, but we're also waiting for like a ridiculous, transfer fee. I don't think we sell him now, which I honestly kind of don't want to, because he'll provide cover for Lavia, Caicedo if necessary. Which, I mean, I know we don't have the fixture congestion like we used to, but there will be times. Like, for instance, we've got I think AFC Wimbledon.
Y'all win the League Cup because y'all
Wednesday, I think. Wednesday or Thursday, one of the two. And then, of course, we got a game on the weekend. But it was encouraging. It's good to see Pochettino get a win. I thought there wasn't much to complain about. I thought that we kind of invited pressure there for a little bit. Let them, get some set pieces in.
Well, they were brave. It wasn't as low of a maintaining a low block as I expected.
No,
definitely brave.
No. I have to give them credit. They came to play.
Those two forwards up top, man. Those big dudes up top. They'll cause some teams some problems this season.
They're gonna be the Brentford like forwards,
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly what I thought when I looked at them. I'm like, they're gonna Brentford this. Okay, I hope we're prepared for this.
I love their uniforms.
But yeah, no, I'm happy. It's good to get a win. I'm not gonna take this to like, oh, we're going to win the league. No, I'm not. I think that what it says is that there is growth, and that's necessary, and you just build upon it. especially after the weekend against West Ham, that could have been a moment where the team's like, screw this, we're not going to lose, here we go again kind of thing. So I got to give Pochettino a lot of credit for getting them to rally around that. And I just think in general that the team just seems a lot more happier in general. As crazy as that sounds, but I think that does matter. And once you get your striker off and going, and Raheem's taken on this leadership role that you weren't even expecting. It's just very encouraging. I hope everybody gets healthy soon. But I think we're moving in the right direction, and that's all you can ask for at this point.
Yeah, for sure. An interesting one next for you guys. It's Forest at home. They've provided some interesting tests so far. So I think
oh gosh, Emwanini, right?
One Yi.
Say it again.
Oh,
strike.
One, like
Obi-Wan.
So one
Yi. Yeah.
Okay.
One Yi. I don't know where the M came from. I know he's gonna score. He just scores. The dude, like, I saw something crazy in his last 6 PL matches. He scored a goal. I mean,
you all could be the brick
that runner. 2 goals against Arsenal.
Will he be the brick wall? No, we won't be the brick wall.
Could be. Never know.
We won't be. Nah, he'll be too physical. Biggest thing will be to make sure that they don't hit us on the counter. I do worry about that, and we'll talk about that on Thursday, but I think that they can be a problem on the counter for sure. So hopefully they don't play a low block, because we still can't break it down. But we learned this weekend that a lot of teams can't break down a low block. But I think with the transfer window coming to a close, I think we get a creative midfielder, but we don't get another striker up top just because Nicholas is starting to show some things, which I don't think we were actually really heavily looking at one. Vlahovic was being mentioned, but that was just as kind of if Lukaku goes there, we can work a deal out with him kind of thing. But that's kind of quiet down. But I do think we get more of a creative midfielder, close to a 10 on deadline day, because until Nkuku's back, we're going to be asking Raheem to do a lot, and teams are going to start locking down that side of the field to keep him from doing a lot. So,
yeah, I think Pochettino's got a good thing going there. Anything to add, Lewis?
Not really. I mean, they played. Even though they played Luton Town, I think you take the positives from a win, because a win is a win. And I think I'm all about the celebrations of other people outside of when they play against us. So I think they look good. I was proud to see the kind of city Raheem there. I saw some flashes. I understand where you a lot of Chelsea fans are like, oh no, why is he there? But you did see flashes of it. And the thing about it is, and I'm being honest about this, is his international window, which is what they really play for, is closing. Yep. He got next year where he has to play well this season to make the Euro team. And I mean, if we're thinking children, that's 2 more years after that for the World Cup. He'll be, I guess, 32 by then, right?
I think he'll be 32. Yeah.
And so, he has to really be.
No, he'll be 31. He's 28 right now.
Okay. So, but he really has to be.
But the point stands, most definitely.
But it's so he's getting close to that point where he has to really start showing that he's worth keeping in the team, because the guys that are behind him, Grealish will probably be there because he'll be under Pep. And then you'll have Foden, who can play anywhere across the front. And there's a lot of good young English guys. He's gonna make it. We ain't nobody talking about soccer. He on the team. Why ain't even talking about him? He's gonna be on the team. And I mean, Ari is just big and he can hold the ball up. So I mean, there's a couple of guys that are there. So I mean, if the lady takes over the English team, or if Southgate's still there, whatever, whoever's coaching the team, Raheem was the pace guy. You can get a pace guy, and so at that point, he has to sort of diversify his game, where he either has to show he can put goals in, which he did at least 1 or 2 seasons in City, and Chelsea would really appreciate him having 2 seasons of that. And he looks like he's growing into it, but I think because there's a stability behind Pochettino, I think Pochettino is really the energy behind it. And this is where I made the point about, the player-centric thing. Whenever Reece comes back, I'm not saying he should be put in, but that's the general mantra that existed in Chelsea. Reece comes back, he goes back in. What do you do to that guy? I mean, because if that's the case, then it's not even merit-based anymore. And at that point, then I'm like, oh, I'm just going to play for my check. And that affects things. But, I mean, I'm happy for Chelsea. I mean, I think Luton plays their first home game this coming weekend.
Yep.
And I'm curious to see what that is.
West Ham flying high.
I'm curious. Yeah, I want to see it. And it's funny because I look at it, and because I hate to be that guy, but we know they're getting relegated. So, I mean, they're everybody's sort of gimme, right? So I just want them to be exciting. And so, Jake, you put it out there, they went for it. What the hell do they have to lose? If I'm going to go out, I'm going in the
They already got their money.
Right. I'm going out in the blaze, my friend.
Yeah.
So that's what I had. I mean, Luton is Luton, but it's good that they played. Chelsea looks like they're forming a semblance of a team, which is good. Amongst all the injuries and stuff, I mean, that's good. I mean, more power. I don't have anything to say about Bowley. Unless, I get you assume they're going to buy somebody. I don't know who. I mean, then they'll have still fulfilling players on the team. So I'm still
there's
trying.
There's gonna be a lot going out still. There's a bunch that got to go on loan.
Yeah, 3 days.
And when everybody comes healthy again, you can have 97 players on the squad, especially if you go.
I don't think it'll be that. I don't think it will be like it was last season. I feel
minus 5 players, minus 5. So instead of 40, it'll be 35.
Yeah, 35. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. I will say this. After last weekend, it seemed like dire straits, but we kind of learned a lot about West Ham, and maybe that wasn't as bad of a performance as it looked like. Which I know we'll get into that later, but as I said in the pod after the West Ham game, I saw a lot of positive out of it. I didn't see anything to panic. That was a good performance by Antonio. We lost our head a little bit just because we were chasing it. And Paqueta is annoying as all get out. Kudos to him for that. But if you can't break down a low block, you can't break down a low block. The one positive that I learned this weekend, though, is not many teams can. So, some of these lower level teams are going to give everybody trouble. West Ham has talent, though, to not only play a low block, but to actually punish you. Unlike, Luton, if they were to play a low block, then probably not going to punish you. They're just going to frustrate you. So, but yeah, 4 points. I mean, it would be nice to have 6, but, take one from Liverpool. That's a plus. You lost to West Ham on the road, but you win at home against Luton. I mean, you got 4 out of 6 points at home already. So kind of that's how you move forward, and then you take your chances on the road. So I'm excited about the season. But it was really good to finally see us perform well at the Bridge, because it's been a long time, except for in Champions League when we played
Dortmund.
By who?
Absolutely. Dortmund. They beat Dortmund. That was their last home win.
Yeah, 2 goals in that game.
Who Chelsea should look forward to playing? Everton. I think you're going to wash them.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody should wash them.
Wash.
Yeah, well, Chelsea get the victory. Smiles on their faces for the first time this season with those 3 points. Looking good for now. Yeah, there you have it. It's definitely been a wonderful week 3 in the Premier League. We're excited about the continuing action. We do have the Champions League draw coming up. We will be tuned in. And you never know, there might be something a little extra here on the Cup Chasers that day as well. So stay tuned. Like the video. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel as well. We're on our way to 100 subscribers, so go ahead and get that number up and get that bell on for all of the new videos. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening, and have a great night.